Hey, what's going on, guys? I thought I'd do a little bit different type of video today and rank the 6 comic book movies that came out in 2016. This year had 6 comic book movies that were released: Deadpool, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, XMen Apocalypse, Captain America: Civil War, Suicide Squad, and Doctor Strange. Before we get into my rankings, let me just start by saying that I enjoyed all these movies on this list for what they were. Some of the movies were better than others, but all of them were worthy additions to their franchises. Well, one of these movies has to take the bottom spot, and so I will put X-Men Apocalypse. Again, I really liked the movie, but it could have been so much better. It was a little bit of a disappointment because I loved X-Men Days of Future Past. That's probably my favorite X-Men movie, and so I had really high expectations going into Apocalypse. I need to rewatch it now that it is out on Blu-ray, but I just felt let down by the execution of this film. It's still thoroughly enjoyable, but disappointing that it wasn't as good as or better than Days of Future Past. At number 5, I will put Suicide Squad. I liked this film more than a lot of other people, but admit there are serious issues with it. I really liked Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but that could just be the 40-year-old single guy in me talking. For all the talk of Jared Leto's method acting and his hijinks on set, it was a little bit disappointing that he didn't have a larger role, even though I knew that he wouldn't be the main focus of the film. It will be interesting to see the extended cut of this movie when it gets released on Blu-ray later on. Speaking of extended cuts on Blu-ray, at number 4 I have Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This movie was a little bit of a mess in its theatrical cut, but the ultimate cut on Blu-ray solves many of the problems. It still isn't a great film by any means, but at least it's more cohesive and the editing is much better. At number 3, I will go with Doctor Strange. You guys can check out my full review, which went up on the channel earlier this weekend. Visually, this movie was incredible to watch, and the cast was all great. The one complaint that I have is that Mads Mikkelsen, while turning in a good performance, got stuck playing a very non-memorable villain, but that's a flaw that most Marvel movies have. At number 2, I have Captain America: Civil War. It's a great movie that propels the MCU forward, and who can forget that airport scene? That was incredible. Also, the introduction of Tom Holland as the new Spider-Man, probably the best Spidey we've seen so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in Spider-Man Homecoming later on this summer. And at number 1, I have Deadpool. What can I say about this movie? It's super fun. A perfect blend of comedy and action and violence. Definitely not for the kiddos, however. But for us older comic book movie fans, it is a joyous 108 minutes. The sequel is plagued with pre-production problems. Director Tim Miller left the project over creative differences, but I think they've already found a replacement. Hopefully the sequel can recapture the magic that made this film not only my favorite comic book movie of the year, but will likely get a spot on my list of favorite movies of 2016 when I make that list at the end of this year. So there you have it, guys. What did you think of all the comic book movies this year? How would you rank them? Let me know, sound off in the comments below. Thank you so much as always for watching. If you liked this video, click that thumbs up button, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can find me on Facebook at Jeffito's Movie Blog, and on Twitter simply at Jeffito's Blog. Until next time, I'll see you at the movies. Bye-bye.